Recording is on. So welcome to the April 12th weekly dev meeting. Let's just start going around the room. I know that last week we talked about going over the roadmap and folks working on their individual pieces that were discussed in the week-long dev meeting. So let's give updates on that, and if there are any blockers or any specific issues to discuss, bring those up and we can work those out. I know the team's working to make this meeting more efficient, so feel free to self-regulate in that regard. If you need to take a conversation offline, feel free to do so. I see one new person, Darian. Is it Darian?
It's Darian. And
Hi, Darian.
Hi.
I'm Jamie. I'm the new project manager for Jupyter.
Hi. I was on the call last week. I just didn't say much.
Okay, great to meet you. All right. Well, shall we start with Min?
Yeah, sure.
All
right. Not too much. Sylvan will be pleased that I finally cut the beta of Notebook 4.2. So everybody, so if you find any bugs in the 4.2 beta, let us know, and we should be able to ship the release on either Friday or Monday. We've already had someone report one bug that is now fixed, and then there's some little docs polishing that Carol and I are working on. But otherwise, I think we're good to go for that. And then the main other development for me is from the discussion at the dev meeting of services in Jupyter Hub. Jess and I discussed kind of a new proposal for the scope of services that I think will be significantly simpler to implement and manage and maintain. So I'll probably make an update to the roadmap PR for Jupyter Hub stuff, summarizing those changes. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Thanks, Min. Let's see. Nick? Hi. You're on mute.
Yep, sorry, just saying I've got nothing to say.
Okay.
I guess there would be, I did talk a little bit with the guys here locally at Georgia Tech about a Jupyter Day in July. Is anyone else planning on doing a Jupyter Day in July? Would that be bad? Any thoughts there? There was some talk last time with Anna at the dev meeting about kind of some changes to how we want that to come about. So, any feedback there? Anyone want to come talk?
Beware SciPy, July 11th.
Say what?
SciPy is July 11th. Watch out for that one.
SciPy or PyPy? SciPy probably.
SciPy, Scientific Python Conference.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
There will be a lot of our crowd will be in Texas that week, which may mean people are nearby. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fine, because it's local, so even if it was around that time, even if we didn't have one of the folks from the project out there, it might still be fine, right? Even if part of it was watching stuff that was happening at SciPy, so there might actually be an opportunity to tie those two together.
Yeah, if you do it the week after, there will probably be people excited about stuff they learned at SciPy.
That's a good point. Thanks.
Yeah, and there's no conflicts as far as other events kind of being hosted from Jupyter. There is someone who wants to host another event in July, but in Hawaii. So I don't have, that isn't fully developed out. She just, I hadn't heard from her in about a month, and I just heard from her late last week, kind of wanting to restart the conversation. So the only thing I would say is that we kind of want the next one to be more of a workshop and hands-on, kind of interactive, low-key kind of thing, as opposed to the more conference-y style type events we've had the last two times, just to kind of show people that Jupyter Day can be, a wide range of styles of events. Can be an afternoon even. So let's talk about that a little bit more. And but yeah, I don't see any major conflict with hosting one of those this summer.
Great. And, one idea we'd thrown out there was we have, since it's, Georgia Tech, we have a lot of local resources in the digital manufacturing, 3D printing, all that kind of stuff. So one potential theme would be like Jupyter Make or Made with Jupyter or something cool like that. And, tap some of those local resources up to some really high-end stuff that's available. It would be cool to see notebooks running a, 10-ton CNC machine. I'm not sure how feasible that is, but it'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. Yeah. Let's keep talking about that. Let me know. Let's talk. We don't have to talk about that now, but let's definitely keep chatting over that in the next week or two.
Great. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Who wants to go next? Steve?
Nothing major to report. Still working on the various pieces of Jupyter Lab, adding test suites, which is a good thing. And that's about it.
All right. Sylvan?
Nothing much to report here either. We're working on embeddable widgets and how to correctly use CDNs on NPM CDN. And we're trying to find a nice way or nice universal scheme to do a mapping between a name like bqplot to a URL on the CDN. So I opened an issue on IPyWidgets for that. I don't know, maybe people like Min will have an opinion. But NPM CDN is really nice. It supports Semver for versioning, and so that you can request for the latest backward compatible release on NPM CDN. So it's pretty cool. I added a link on the hackpad for the corresponding issue in IPyWidgets. I would really like to get this working before we release the next IPyWidgets 5.
What needs to happen to get that ready for the next release?
So
there any dependency? Sorry.
No, we just need to wait for the notebook release, and in the meantime, agree on that scheme, because in terms of code, there is very little to do. So it's just to get a common agreement on what should the URL look like for custom widgets.
Okay. All right. Carol.
Hi, everyone.
We just
Carol,
lost
you're muted.
Not much to say. I'm getting over being sick. Thank you, Kyle, for that lovely parting gift from the dev meeting. Excuse me. Just, working on documentation stuff and onboarding stuff with the interns at Cal Poly, and trying to triage stuff and close stuff. And I think we do want to come up with a plan for closing a bunch of issues, or at least diverting them, recategorizing them in the notebook. But and then the help repo seems to be working pretty well. So that's it for now. Oh, and get your newsletter suggestions in. There was some discussion on the newsletter repo about maybe people just having this at the bottom of the weekly meeting, so that since we're all here anyway, that people can make suggestions so that we gather what's going on. But that's it. Excuse me.
That's a good idea. Great. And let's see, the only other person, well, I guess, Anna, did you feel like you gave yours, or do you have more?
No, I mean, what I have is kind of more of a question, just to follow up on our dev meeting discussions. Can you share with the wider group kind of the status or the plan for roadmap, and then also the whole idea of the breaking, kind of grouping into teams. Just when we can expect. I know that a lot of that is still in process, but when can we expect more info or next steps on that?
That's a good question. I will need to get back to the team.
I know I'm putting you on the spot and we're recording, but if you could just kind of share, is that expected to be next week, or what's kind of the next steps?
Well, I know last week Fernando was very focused on working with Thomas and Min while they were here to kind of, knock out some of the to-dos or the action items from the dev meeting. Just things that were easier to accomplish while they were here. Fernando and I will sit down later this week to look at more big picture stuff. I'm still doing my orientation here at Berkeley. So that's been pretty time consuming. But Fernando and I will meet on Thursday we'll talk about the roadmap and where that's going and how we want to communicate that and visualize it, maintain it. So in addition to that, this last week, I've been working with Carol and Fernando on documentation and also with Fernando and Brian on the new engineer hires. So we're starting to get everything going on those two fronts. So we'll plan to get people in as soon as possible and figure out, what they'll be working on, how the documentation will be laid out. Carol's leading that, but we're supporting that as well here.
Okay, awesome. And both of those engineering hires are planned to be at Cal Poly, is that right? Or is that more open?
They're planned, the rec's going to come out of Cal Poly.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, Darian, do you give updates? I'm still very new, so.
I don't know. I have thus far, but things apparently have changed, so I don't know if in the new order I give updates or not. But I don't really have anything blocking me lately. I've been working on porting the Qt console to Jupyter.js notebook, and I've been working with Steve on kind of figuring out what in the notebook gets reused in console and what doesn't, and posted an issue yesterday some people have been participating on. And yeah, I'm not blocked by anyone. That's it.
Okay. Great. Just checking the chat room here. Looks like there are not any questions in the chat room. Did anyone have other information they wanted to share? Overwhelming silence. So
Yeah,
no.
I think we're good. Short one this week. A lot of people are.
Short
It's
meeting.
just because everyone is muted, so it always feels like this. It's a bit silent.
Yeah.
Crickets. Okay. Well, I've communicated everything on my end thus far. So that's about a week and 2 days worth of work for me. Hopefully I'll have more for next week. Otherwise, we can wrap up the call.
Yep.
Super.
Thanks, everyone.
See you.
Okay. Thanks everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.